This is Smoking Out the Closet. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Rayven Greer.
Hi, my name is Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Alex. I use they, them pronouns.
And welcome back to another episode of
Smoking Out the Closet.
For those of you who are new, we are a queer podcast that talks about the cannabis and LGBTQIA plus communities and everything in between. How you doing, honey?
I'm well. I remember why I stood up in the first place.
Oh, what was that?
Other than to get the cat. My allergies are acting up and my my nose is really dry. That's
I'm
why I was
sorry.
going to get my thing. Anyway, yeah, no, we forgot to take the bell off Phineas the first time we sat down to record. But no, I'm doing okay. I was at work earlier today. It was super slow.
Yeah.
I went home a little bit early and yeah, so.
Yeah, did you get in trouble?
I did not get in trouble. My coworker was like, "They fire you." I was like, "They told me to go home." He's like, "They let you go." I was like, "Just for today." Told me to come back tomorrow. And then I was like, "Wait a second, I'm off tomorrow." And he's like, "That'd be very mean if they told you to come in on your day off." I was like, "Yeah, but they had me coming in Wednesday, and then they're sending me home early again. I have a short day on Wednesday. I'm only there till 3. But yeah, it's been a kind of interesting day. So
yeah.
Got to get home early. There's a food truck. We had food truck
Oh,
for
yeah.
dinner.
Hibachi
So
Lou, shout out to you guys.
hi.
Now our apartment complex is doing this really cool thing where they're allowing food trucks to come in from like noon to 7 or 5 to 7 or something like that. Every week during the summer.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have one, not every week, maybe every other week, I think it is. But anyway, we were supposed to have one in April, but unfortunately the truck was down for repair and couldn't make it. So, but we tried Hibachi Lou, and I really like them.
That was pretty good. I really like it. And it was fresher than I thought it was going to be because I got to get home like,
early.
30 minutes after you bought it.
Yeah.
And it just sat in the fridge for a little bit. So it wasn't even super cold yet.
Yeah.
It was still lukewarm. It was good. Really good.
So yesterday was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So I'd like to, it was going to be after Mother's Day after we recorded anyway, but I just wanted to say a big shout out and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
We posted on our Twitter. I should say I posted.
Yeah, you're more active through the Twitter. I'm more the Instagram person.
Yeah.
I've been retweeting some stuff on our Instagram every once in a while, but nothing crazy. I think I retweeted one of the things about it was something about the whole Roe versus Wade thing that was going on.
Yeah.
I retweeted something on our Twitter.
But I basically was like, happy Mother's Day to all the weed moms, cannabis moms, queer moms, trans moms, lesbian moms, bi moms, and pan moms, and non-binary birth givers.
I also saw on your Facebook that you posted a thing that's like, mothers who use plant-based medicine aren't bad mothers.
Yeah, and then there was then there was one where it was, what would your mom want for Mother's Day? Oh, she would want all of her, political fighting for civil rights and everything not to be, thrown away.
Yeah.
In reference to Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, Roe v. Wade.
But on Peanuts, so Apple TV is having this thing called Snoopy Presents things. And they're short little videos. I don't know how long exactly, but they're not supposed to be like super long, like a Charlie Brown Christmas movie.
Yeah.
They're just short little cartoons of the Charlie Brown gang and everything, but I think it's focuses more on Snoopy side of things.
Okay.
But the newest episode that came out 2 days before Mother's Day on Apple TV was Snoopy Presents Two Moms, parentheses, and Dads with Love, with Dad with Love.
Aww.
So, released on May 6th. Spotlights Peppermint Patty's grief over the holiday because she was raised by her father only, and she never celebrates it. And Peppermint Patty tells her friend Maurice, my dad does all the mom stuff for me. Even Peppermint Patty asks Maurice, there's all kinds of moms, right? Of course, Maurice answers. Foster kids have terrific moms, so do adopted kids. Some kids even have 2 moms. And Peppermint Patty became excited by this news. Even kids like me who know moms can find someone who acts like a mom. All moms deserve to be celebrated. So Peppermint Patty deserves to celebrate her dad, who does everything for her mom. Which kind of harks back to me with the original run of Rugrats, the 1990s Rugrats, where Mother's Day, they made a Mother's Day special, and they released it on Mother's Day when it first came out. I was too young to watch it when it first came out, so to remember, but I remember watching a rerun of it. Basically, Chucky's mom, up until that point in the show, was never addressed. They were just saying that Charles was raising Chucky by himself.
Yeah.
On the Mother's Day episode, they address what happened to Chucky's mom. They visit the grave. Chucky's, all the kids are like, and Juggal's like, it's Mother's Day. And Chucky's like, oh, I don't have a mom. And because he doesn't really understand, he's 2.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Chucky's dad starts kind of explaining it to him, and like, you know, lets him know that she's looking out after him, you know, in heaven, all that stuff. A real tearjerker kind of episode.
Also really progressive for back then when it came out.
Oh yeah, Rugrats was very progressive. First major cartoon black family on a cartoon show.
Yeah.
You know, you always had like prominent ones on like that were just them, like French Prince, where Steve Urkel, Family Matters.
Yeah.
But it was just the kids growing up with each other, and they were making no difference or anything. You know, that era of the 90s was kind of progressive in that sense with cartoons. First major Jewish character, like Tommy Pickles is Jewish.
Yeah.
Dee Dee, I think is Tommy's mom's name.
I think so.
Or is it just Dee? One of the two.
I can't remember.
Tommy's mom's family side is Jewish. And so they actually bring that up. They actually talk about a lot of that. And they celebrate Hanukkah on the show. They don't have a Christmas special. Easter rolls around. They have the Passover story. Like, it is very, like, nice. And the funny thing I like about what some people told me is about how their grandparents, like Tommy's grandparents, are very old school Jews. You can hear it in their accent and everything. And in the movie, I know I'm going way off topic. They make an old country joke with birth and everything. But yeah, Charlie Brown, 2 moms. Sorry, I went on a real bad tangent with Rugrats.
I was just like, where is this going? I don't know.
But like, yeah, Charlie Brown talks, like Peppermint Patty and all of them talk about 2 moms, like kids having 2 moms, queer, moms raising kids.
It's so cool.
And the weird thing was, I found this on a Christian news site.
Yeah, I remember that is the weird part about it. You were telling me, it was like, hey, this is just explaining that this is a thing. It's not like bashing or like saying it's wrong or condemning. They're just like, here you go.
Here you go. Here's the information.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about what we're vaping?
Yeah, we're both vaping today. I picked this up yesterday. And do you want to talk about yours first?
I think I've talked about mine before, so I'll let you go first.
So I picked this up yesterday at work. And it is a sweet Chem cart, a liquid sugar cartridge by Agri-Kind. And it is tasty. Yeah. Like, my boss and one of my coworkers was like, you really need to get this. It's really good. I was like, I'm looking for something new to smoke on the podcast. And they were like, oh, everybody's like perked up. And then they're like looking at all the carts and stuff. Like, how do you prefer to do it? I was like, well, if I'm on the podcast, a cartridge, I can sit here and puff throughout the cast. So they picked this out for me. And my boss was like, hey, it's a good like evening relaxer. Come home from work. You can like chill on the couch if you want, or like putz around and like fix some stuff and do some dishes or make some dinner or whatever. But nothing super high intensity. Like, it'll calm you down. And man, this is nice. And she also said, like, if you have a little too much, it might put you to sleep. I'm feeling super calm and like I could go to bed if I really wanted to, but I don't want to, so I don't feel sleepy.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, this is really nice. I don't know. I give this probably. Man, I really like it. Probably like a solid 4.5. 4.5. It's really nice.
A 4.20.
A 4.20.
Hey.
Hey, it's pretty good. It's really nice. I really like it. It's probably up there. I would use it after lemon G, like during the day, and this would help me come down after that, which is kind of ironic because that's what I did today. I was puffing on my lemon G before I went in to work today, and during my lunch break. But yeah, because I killed my dart pod the other day. I was upset about that.
Just need to charge it.
No, I killed the pod. The pod
yeah, that's right. You said pod, not pack.
The pod's dead. You good? What are you smoking on that's making you like this?
I am smoking also on Agri-Kind, strawberry Akiel. I feel like I've done this one on my Chirping with Rayven episode, maybe. But it's pretty good. The taste is really nice. I want to say it's a little gassy. In the end.
I did notice that yours, we took a puff of each other's throughout the middle of this. Not right now, but like when we were talking earlier, when we were still progressively getting to the point of being podcast stoned, business high.
Yeah.
As we call it for us. Not to be confused with going to work high. That's a different kind of business high. But anyway, just like, getting into the field, doing the podcast and everything, we were talking and like, where was I going with this?
The pre-podcast sesh, we both tried each other's strains.
We tried each other's strains, and yours did taste a little bit more gassy. I tasted mango notes in yours too.
I can taste that.
This one is definitely more limey because it has linalool in it, which is a great little terpene.
Linalool is more lavender.
Was linalool more lavender?
Linalool is found naturally in lavender.
Interesting. Then which one's
limonene?
Limonene. There is some like good decent amount of limonene here. Also, this has some pinene in it, and
very low amounts though.
It's very low. It's counteracted by the other stuff in it. It doesn't make me freak out, but it keeps me kind of alert.
That's good.
Which I like. I like it a lot. You get the entourage effect. Haha, there we go. The entourage. Actually, there's no CBD, so I can't have the entourage effect. But it's all the terpenes working together. It's really nice. Sorry, you were doing your thing, and I derailed it. I'm so sorry.
We do this every episode.
Ha! What do you think we'd learn?
I give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Currently. Why do I feel like he's getting into something?
I feel like he's on the dresser.
You talk to them.
I will talk to everybody.
Make sure he's not getting into something.
Yeah. But I was talking to a few customers, or patients, excuse me. Talking to a few patients, and I was like, hey, talking about the carts. And, hey, I really like that you have vape carts back in, and it was kind of difficult because we did have that recall a little bit ago. But I don't know, I really like, not a sponsor, but I really like the AK liquid sugar carts. They have a lot better taste to them. Some of the carts, you can tell that like the extraction method maybe wasn't the best with like the nitrogen or whatever they use, the CO2, that's what it was, not nitrogen, but like, like flash freezing and pressing the oil and everything. It's weird to say you can taste the process, I guess. Not that it is process, but the process in which they made it. So, but like the liquid sugar carts, I don't know. It's just because the way that they make the sugar sauce and thin it out is just tastier than the others, I guess.
He was chewing on my belt.
What the heck? The one that you were throwing away?
No,
your good one.
Yeah.
What a butt.
Good one.
Anyway, but yeah, I was just talking a little bit about how the liquid sugar carts are a little bit different than like your CO2 carts.
Okay.
And how AK is doing some cool stuff with it.
Can we talk about carts real quick? Since that kind of flows into one of my topics.
Yeah, let's talk about carts real quick.
I'm getting so sick of every grow processor.
Oh, wait, let me dust off the soapbox. Here you
go. Fucking making their own battery pack and pod systems.
Oh god, yeah, there's so many of them.
So you have so 3 or 4 companies I know uses the dart pods. Dart pod is very inconspicuous, looks like some nicotine ones.
Yeah.
Well, let's start back. We'll go to the 510 thread batteries, which
is what we're using today.
The vape pen batteries, the basic just twist on, twist off. Everybody under the sun has
you just
cartridges for that.
Yeah, you just pull on it and there's no buttons.
Well,
you can have
we have
one
an
with a
auto
button.
draw one
Yeah,
right now.
we have auto draws. They're super simple, especially for like older folk.
Yeah, you don't have to push a button, but you can't get like my Standard Farms one with a button. Also has a voltage dialer, so I can turn up the heat,
which is nice,
especially with CO2 extracted, because they get gummed up.
That's all. We need to break that down too, because in each of these different pod systems, we have different tiers of batteries to go along with these pod systems.
Well, basically, 510 thread has the widest selection and versatility through them all, right? Which is why I like them. Then you have the Dart battery, which Moxie or Pure Pen, because Pure Pen's the parent company, Standard
Farms Terrapin, which is double bear for their cartridges.
And I want to say, I can't remember who else I've seen the batteries for.
Oh, there is somebody else. Because like they do have their own like branding stuff on the side of the batteries. I know I've seen the double bear.
But there's a few people who have them, right? Okay, understandable. I like that. Then you have AeroPods, which are basically all I've seen in the States so far. It's basically been Standard Farm.
Yeah, and they only have like 3 pods.
Yeah.
3 or 4 pods. Ooh, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, but if I've heard other brands use it in different areas, so I'm like, okay, cool. Not as much as, because basically those 510 threads is the biggest use. Then you go Moxie, or not Moxie, then you go to the Dart battery. I just say that because we have a Moxie Dart battery.
Yeah.
Then you have the AeroPods, and then, and with the 510 thread also counts disposables.
Yeah.
But then you have now Prime coming.
You're also missing one that's super popular.
What's that?
The PAX pods.
You're right. I am missing the PAX pods.
And I'm debating getting one of those. I'm not going to lie to you.
The PAX pods are kind of okay. They kind of look like jewels. I've heard a lot of bad things. They're kind of hit or miss for people.
I've heard the darts are hit or miss with people too.
That's true.
I burnt through that super quick because I don't have the Dart X. The Dart X allows you to control the temperature on the pod, so you might not burn through it as fast.
I mean, to be fair though, I got this from one of the Moxie reps. So I mean,
and the same thing. Like everybody's so shocked that I don't have a PAX battery. I just missed the training to get a free one, but everybody got the basic one that you can't control the wattage with that pairs to your phone. Even that one's only like $40 for the battery, and then.
But now on the market, you also have fucking Prime.
Prime.
I like you guys.
Stupid battery though.
I like you guys, Prime. I like your concentrates. I like your flour. I like your vape cartridges. I have a coworker who let me try his because he has a Prime thing. He loves Prime a lot. I will say the nozzle, like the mouthpiece, has like 3 little holes in it, and it kind of pulls it in nice and evenly. I will say I like that, but the fact that you have to get a whole new battery,
that's $25. You have to spend a minimum of like $100 on this thing just to get you started off the bat.
Yeah, like
for a carton of battery.
Why do we have to keep doing this other than it's just to make more money and to fucking just be like, oh hey, now you have like a fucking, it's like fucking just, it's dumb.
This is why I need a whole box for all of my shit.
Yeah, because like now you gotta have like special batteries, special cartridges, special,
this, special that, and then it's just
you have to make sure everything is lined up in a nice, neat little thing, and make sure
everything has the right charger, because God forbid you charge the thing with the wrong thing. Like the Standard Farms chargers don't really work for the Verano batteries.
Yeah, that's why it's just like, let's just get to the point where we're like all using the same fucking battery packs.
Like the UK, who has a standard on. I was talking to one of my coworkers about this. How long is it going to be until everybody's making their own shit, and the environmentalists and everybody goes, "Hey, wait a minute, this is too much fucking electronic waste that's coming from the medical marijuana industry. We need to fucking do it." The UK did make it a standard, universal across the board. Get all your fucking special batteries out of here, and everything is going to be 510.
I mean, I could see at least doing like 3 different form, at least like the Dart pods, the like packs, and the 510 at least, but no one having their own specific just battery pack. But also, this is fucking America. We're not going to be environmentally conscious like that.
No, we're not. And unfortunately, we're just going to keep killing the planet. It's going to kill us. Mother Nature's going to take us out before we can destroy her.
It's already tried. I mean,
Yeah, look at COVID.
But, like, it's just... I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... to me, it just screams money grubbing.
Yeah. And also, why wouldn't you give some of your employees at dispensaries things to try?
Yeah.
So that way they can talk about it to people.
I think that's partially because of how PA's laws are written. But I mean, you still, like, you have to spend $1 at least on it.
Yeah, so give it to us for $1. Yeah, they can't give it to us for free. Well, those Moxie batteries could.
Because that's not technically marijuana.
It's a battery. Oh, but they only make marijuana. The packs can get away with it because Pax pods are also used for nicotine. Moxies, like the dart pods.
Oh no, you can give equipment away for free.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Prime batteries.
Oh yeah.
The Prime batteries in the VCR box. They come in a fucking VCR box.
Yeah.
I could have pointed that out.
So it's basic. I mean, they're kind of small though. We have VCR box.
Can I talk about something real quick? Super random, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you seen the Nature's, what are they called? Like Nature's Essentials or Nature's something, right? And they have like the black embossed logo with the pot leaf on the right hand side, and it's like a plus sign, like the hospital sign.
Are you talking about Organic Remedies?
Organic Remedies, yes. God, I'm so stoned. Organic Remedies, right? Have you seen their vape carts, what they come in? They're this little blue box, and it has like a foldy flap that comes over and it's a magnet on it.
Yeah.
For some reason, that unlocks a childhood memory of like, I got a box from my aunt. I'm like, where the hell did you get this before these vape carts existed? Like, where did you get this box from?
I don't know.
It's probably like jewelry or something. But I remember
I think Michael's sells stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember playing with one of those boxes. I had these little tiny bottles of shit because, I like small things. But my aunt, it jarred a memory of her when I was working. I was like, this is so weird. This like core memory unlocked for this little tiny blue box.
Do you
So thank you, Organic Remedies. I don't think if you'll listen to this, but thanks for that.
Do you have a quick topic or
this is kind of a little bit of a longer one.
Okay.
A quick one for like 8 minutes of when we have to pause, I don't think.
Okay, well I can say a quick little snippet.
Okay.
So August 14th, the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival is going to be making its second appearance in the Pittsburgh area. Currently, the location is currently to be announced. Just because of how far advanced it is. It's still May, so we're a good few months away. But we are currently talking with one of the coordinators over at there, and we are trying to actually work with them
to do like a media promotion thing.
Yeah, so there's a media sponsorship. It's called an in-kind exchange option. We're probably gonna do that if we can. It might just be donations. It might be just advertising for them, which we're already kind of doing. But I definitely would like to work something out with them. So if you guys are going to be coming to the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival, come stop by.
Say hello, and we'll have a recording equipment and stuff. And I was talking about this even like at work too, because we were talking about dispensaries going there and like having a table and stuff and being represented. About how we were doing for the podcast.
Well, I mean, last year they did Double Bear or Terrapin used Double Bear for the solar panel charging station. Terrapin and Double Bear had a station there. I think Ethos had a table there.
That's so cool.
There was a glass blowing company that had a table there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right?
You just have to have a sign there for the glass pipes, and they're for tobacco use only. Because in the state of Pennsylvania, that's paraphernalia law.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for tobacco use only.
Actually, I think at this point, it's you don't have to. Because the hemp-based Delta 8 shit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that it's shit. I keep forgetting shit's changed.
Yeah.
God, shit's changed from when I was smoking pot in college and high school, man.
Behind stop, you're only 25.
I know, but I'm feeling it, though. I'm starting to feel stuff moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, my coworker said it best. It's more of like a spiritual awakening of how like you are growing up and maturing, and things are changing, and you're recognizing it because like shit, stuff's changing,
right?
and I'm recognizing it.
And it's good change.
It is good change. It's great change.
And we can't just let it stop. We can't go backwards like a lot of these fucking people in the government are trying to make us go backwards.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
But before we're going more of a tangent, we are going to try. I figured out how to do a live streaming through Spotify, which Anchor is owned by. So we're going to be doing live streaming through Spotify.
Yeah.
And going to be posting this the day after. Well, so basically we'll be live streaming the 14th and then post it probably the 15th or 16th.
Yeah, post the recorded episode onto Spotify.
So we'll be live streaming as long as we can.
It'll be so much fun. This will be so much fun. We can like talk to people, have people on the podcast if we want to.
Yeah, so if you want to be on the podcast and you kind of just want to be like in for a little moment and just kind of talk with us and chill, definitely we'll give you guys an update on it when it gets a little closer. But
yeah, and with like all of our partnerships with them and stuff, and maybe we can do something. I don't know. I thought it would be cool if we like partner with them and like if they make t-shirts, we could be on the t-shirt as like a sponsor on the back. You know how they do shit like that, like sponsors with all the radio sponsors.
Well, yeah. Well, let me show you what was. Let me say what was in the package.
Yeah, because I don't think we had talked about this earlier.
Because I kind of panicked and was like, we don't have the money.
But then he's like, no, we're just talking. Like, listen, we'll negotiate with you. Like, they want it to be you help us, we help you, you scratch our back, we scratch your back, kind of thing, you know. For the podcast.
So media sponsor, one available in exchange of media support, permission to broadcast live the day of the event, presence on marketing materials, website, and social media.
Heck yeah.
5 minutes to present on the Bud stage. So basically we'll be emceeing on the one stage.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
4 live stage shout outs.
Oh, that's neat.
4 shout outs across multiple platforms.
Nice.
And then a 10x10 tent with table, chairs, and power.
That's kind of cool. I wish we could afford that. That's like what Quick Rock does at the People's Choice Festival.
Yeah, we just can't afford $1,500 right now.
No, but I mean, if we can negotiate with them and like be able to at least get permission to live stream from there.
Yeah, I'd just be like, because I think what it's going to be is either it's going to be donation or trying to get butts and seats.
Yeah.
Where we can get butts and seats.
Mm-hmm.
I already have my whole dispensary trying to go. Like,
yeah.
The only reason why I think they're probably going to approve my day off request for it, because A, I'm the first one. B, I said I'm doing this for the podcast.
Yeah, same. I did that too. And my boss, during my interview, was like, you have a podcast? That could be beneficial to this position. And that is part of the reason probably why I got this job. And so she knows. Like, I told her, I was like, yo, did you see my request off in our app thing? And she was like, yeah. I was like, should I write it on the calendar? She's like, it's good to have it in paper. And I was like, yeah. You know, Rayven and I are trying to get a table for Cannabis for the podcast. She's like, that is awesome. That is so cool.
And
yeah.
And I would also like to point out, we're also trying to get into Pittsburgh Pride.
Yes, Pittsburgh Pride.
Which the deadline for the tables is coming up here soon. But I am trying to talk to somebody for it. It's $50 per day, which not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
So we're going to try doing a live stream for Pittsburgh Pride as well.
It'll be so much fun. I'm so excited about all of this.
So definitely, check us out and everything.
Absolutely.
On that. And before we go on break, just one final reminder about hashtag Pride Out on TikTok.
Heck yes. I got my confirmation email, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
About being still interested in doing everything, and I'm keeping up with everything. And
yeah, so for those of you who don't know, hashtag Pride Out is where the queers and allies are taking over TikTok. And basically, just calling out TikTok yet again for all the abuse of the report feature and the silencing of, minorities. It's just not just the LGBTQIA plus community, but people of color, religious groups.
They shadow banned a lot of the Stop Asian Hate stuff that was going on.
And a lot of the Black Lives Matter when it was going on, and like actually showing what the police were doing. When there's white extremists on the app, they're allowed to have no issues in anything when you report them, but the moment someone calls themselves queer as their identity, instant shadow ban, instant video taken
and there
down.
are some of those people that cruise lives and are like Jesus saves and push their religion and stuff, and I report them and nothing happens.
But that's the time we have for a break, and we'll get back here to you till me on this day in history. Time to get re-high. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another On This Day part of the podcast. So we're going to go talk about May 10th, and we're going to start like we usually do in chronological order. So 1797, the first United States ship is launched called the USS United States. And as someone who was in the military, specifically the Navy, this one was just more of a personal throw-in for me. And 1869, for all your train nerds out there, or those of you just like train facts, the Golden Spike is driven, the ceremonial spike that is connecting the Central Pacific and Union Railroad lines to create the first transcontinental U.S. railroad. Since Mother's Day was just recently here, 1908, the first Mother's Day is approved in any government in the United States, specifically coming from Pennsylvania's own Philadelphia. Stoner related in 1960. Oop, I actually skipped one. Sorry, getting a little ahead of myself. In 1933, German Institute of Sex Research library archives are publicly hauled out and burned in the streets. There were many book burnings throughout Germany on this day, as well as student groups at universities across Germany carried out a series of book burnings of works of the students and leading Nazi Party members associated with a un-German spirit. The largest of these book bonfires occurred in Berlin, where an estimated 40,000 people gathered to hear a speech by propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, in what he pronounced that the Jewish intellectualism is dead and endorsed the students' right to clean up the debris of the past. Now, those of you who don't know, giving a little extra history and context, the German Institute of Sex Research was a research center that basically talked about and had a lot of research of gay as being natural. It had a lot of early research that we've lost about trans health and archaeological and current, at that time, medical findings about trans people, about queer people, and just how it's not found in us, but in other species. And because the Germans, it was unnatural, it didn't produce more offsprings or anything, according to Hitler and everything, it was burned down because of that. Now going back to what I was originally going to say before I forgot about that one. 1963, Decca Recording Studios signs the Rolling Stones based on the advice from George Harrison of the Beatles. And then I believe it was also, I didn't write this down, but just a throw out there, I think it was 1967 or 1968, Mick Jagger and the guitarist from the Rolling Stones were arrested for drug charges. So if anybody says that the Rolling Stones is not a stoner band, you look at history. And then finally, in 1990, UK TV show Outrage, or not TV show, why did I say TV show? UK group Outrage, the British LGBTQ rights group, is formed by broad-based groups of queers committed to radical, non-violent, direct action, and civil disobedience. Outrage was an all-volunteer, non-hierarchical, there was no hierarchy, I can say that one, grassroots democratic movement with no officers, leaders, or paid staff. Weekly meetings were open to any LGBT member to attend, speak, and vote, and it was funded entirely by donations from activists and supporters. Lasted 21 years, finally disbanding in 2011. And the reason I said that is I read that earlier, and I got re-lifted before I recorded this, and it just says UK Outrage, exclamation point, and that just kind of looks like a show. So sorry about that, but this has been another day in history. All right, and we are back. How you feeling, honey?
Lifted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really up there again.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, we typically with these breaks, is while on this day is going on, we get re-lifted.
And you get a drink or like stretch or talk or giggle or do whatever.
Or die.
Or die, apparently. Do whatever we gotta do to get ready for the second half of the podcast. So yeah, that's what we do. Our little breakies.
You had a long topic you wanted to discuss.
I did. Excuse me. Oh shoot. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just yawned in everyone's ears. This is actually, I found this at work a while ago because when I was just clicking through stuff, I was so dead. I was working on the podcast. And it's an article I found on Forbes.com. It was one of the free, I had 3 free articles for that computer. And then, the next day I'll just sit at a different computer. Or just reset the cookies cache and get more. But anyway, it was an article on Forbes Road. It says, would you smoke nuclear weed? You might already, and why irradiated cannabis is common and safe.
Oh yeah, okay.
The irradiated cannabis, and I was telling one of my coworkers about this.
Brian Box Brown was talking about this on his Twitter.
Yeah, and we were kind of tweeting around at it, and I wanted to talk about it on the podcast because I like weed and I like irradiated stuff.
Yeah, because Alex likes to collect radiated glass.
Oh, uranium glass is the
Yes,
best. It is a slippery slope. You buy one of those pieces and you want so many more and a black light to light them all up and be pretty. It's gorgeous.
So you're telling me you want to put it right here underneath a black light right in front of our weed tapestry?
Oh my gosh, yes, that'd be great. The china cabinet right there. And then in the cabinet, you usually have tube lights. You replace those tube lights with black lights. So they're in the cabinet as well on each.
But your desk won't be able to go here.
But I'm just saying that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Eventually. But anyway, yeah, I like irradiated shit and I like weed. So I wanted to read about this irradiated weed. So if you purchase legal weed in the United States, there's a good chance that you bought quote unquote nuclear weed. If you were in Canada, there's a near 100% chance that your weed is irradiated. Scientifically speaking, and it's not a bad thing.
So I'm assuming it's just like background radiation level, like bananas and using your microwave.
That's what you would think, right? But that's not even it. That's not it either. Just listen.
Okay.
This is different than what it sounds, and it makes sense by the end. Trust me. At first, it's like, oh, this is scary, right? Shit, because people did that with bananas too. But though cannabis dispensaries and product manufacturers don't advertise it, a lot of them use radiation to remove enough bacteria and mold for the finished product to pass state testing requirements. So it's used basically as like an insecticide and a pesticide and like a fungicide.
But it doesn't make you sick.
It does not make you sick, no. This is common EPA approved technique in food production. There are no residual effects. It leaves behind no residual radiation. It leaves all the terpenes intact and all the cannabinoids. And it uses ionizing radiation to eliminate the contaminants like bacteria and mold. And it doesn't leave it radioactive. It just passes through it. It kills these things it's there to kill, and it's gone.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah.
So it's just background radiation stuff.
Yeah. That's stuff that's what they do whenever you have cancer too. That's the targeted kind of radiation. It goes in there, it kills those cells, and then it comes back out.
Okay.
The thing about it is sometimes that with humans, it kills everything.
Yeah.
But since nothing else on the plant is alive at this point, it just kills what's alive, which is all the bacteria and mold. So it kills all that and just leaves it alone.
So bacteria, fungus, all that jazzy stuff.
Your vegetables and fruits you get from, the produce section of the grocery store, those are all irradiated too. This is a very common thing that they do. But yeah, it just makes it safe to use, and it just keeps everything intact instead of like knocking the mold apart or knocking the bugs off and breaking up the terpenes or spraying it. So what are you giggling at?
I'd just be happy I don't work at this part of like a grow processor or something, because every time I hit the button, I'm just gonna have it start playing Uranium Fever. It's gonna got me down.
Everybody would hate that. If you did that and that was your job and you did that 12 hours a day, oh my God, everybody would hate you. It's like the one day, not nearly as long, but the one day, what did we figure out that song was called? It was the Sweater Song by Weezer.
Coming Undone.
Coming Undone by Weezer. That played for 15 minutes straight because we couldn't figure out that our playlist was repeating. That's how long it took us. Because two of us thought it was, and then I finally said something. I was like, didn't this song just play? Yeah, it played for 15 minutes straight. So it played 3 times because the song's 5 minutes long.
Coming Undone. Coming Undone.
If you want to destroy my sweater.
Demonetized.
Oh, shit. Well,
we don't make any money off of this.
no, we don't. It's just a fun thing we do.
Mm-hmm. Do you have another topic?
I had a small topic.
Okay.
Just some observations I had made recently with work. So when I was in foster care, I can tell this now because it doesn't fucking matter. I'm old enough. I'm out of the system. I'm not in like that weird witness protection kind of fucking thing I was in before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Saxton, Pennsylvania for a while. And for those of you who don't know, it is about 40 minutes away from Breezewood, Maryland. Right. Not Breezewood, Maryland. Breezewood, Pennsylvania. Down by Maryland. It's
okay,
down.
So like it's bottom of the rectangle.
It's super close to Maryland.
Okay.
I don't know why I said Breezewood. But Breezewood, Pennsylvania is down there too. That's in that area, like Everett.
You're close to the Maryland border.
Close to the Maryland border. And middle of fucking nowhere town, like one stoplight, one liquor store.
One horse town.
Yeah. Fucking
this town ain't big enough for the
two of us kind of town, like fucking crazy, right? Kind of still hickish too, because like kind of some cornfields, but fucking weird anyway. But anyway, that's where I was at, and I was going to college out here I moved out here the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 2015, and it was still foster care. 2017 is when we got legal pot for the first time, medically in Pennsylvania. So I come home fall of it was like spring of 2017, wasn't it? We got medical marijuana.
Sounds about right.
It was that spring. So that fall of 2016, I came home to Saxton, and
I think it was. What the week? Anyway,
it was in that time, right?
Yeah.
Right before it was legalized. So end of 2016, I came home for like Thanksgiving break to Saxton. My foster dad's like, "Hey, I heard to put a pot farm in Saxton," and I'm like, "Bullshit, they are. I think you're full of shit. I'll see if I believe it," because he was always like trying to pull a fast one on me and shit like that. I was like, I don't fucking believe you for a second. So I'll see when I believe it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was at work the other day, and I was looking at the Saxton Gelato Mint, and in my head that didn't click. I was like, that can't be Saxton, Pennsylvania. But I've had the Suckles number 2.
Mm-hmm.
That is G-Leaf, which if you look in the container, it says made in Saxton, Pennsylvania. You Google Saxton, Pennsylvania, it says G-Leaf processing facility on Google Maps. And I'm like, shit. So I do believe it. And also, another thing that I thought was super cool, our buddies over at Terrapin actually are in your parents' neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Terrapin is in Jersey Shore.
Which I recently found out that one of my good friends from high school, his wife works there.
It's so freaking cool. Like, my tree is about 30 minutes away from where we live. I actually applied to them a while ago. But yeah, they're about 30 minutes away from where we live right now, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find, because I'm just trying to find where the name 814 Fireworks from Cresco came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, figure out where Cresco's at, because if they're in an 814 area code, that would make sense.
Probably. That's what I'm just curious. Like,
I thought Cresco was up Erie way, weren't they?
Maybe.
Because Erie is also 814. It's weird. Erie in central Pennsylvania, like south central Pennsylvania, are 814. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, well, anyway, my Brookville, and it's Brookville and Mount Joy.
Interesting.
Fuck, it's Brookville and Mount Joy.
I don't know.
We're gonna
jump down this rabbit hole
real quick live with you.
I'm really because I am curious.
Brookville is an 814 number.
Hey, so yeah, that makes sense. 814 fireworks. I'm wanting to try that strain. Cresco makes some solid stuff.
It's by Du Bois.
Oh, I
and
know.
Puxatawny.
I know where that's at. Okay.
Well, that's where the Clairfield, the Brookville dispensary is, and that's in the same area. And then what did I say the other one was?
Mount Joy.
Mount Joy.
Brookville and Mount Joy. Mount Joy also at 814?
Nope, that's a 717 because it's Lancaster area.
Interesting. Probably in the first one, like the first dispensary where it was grown. That's why
yeah. So 814 fireworks is probably because of it's out in an 814 area. That's okay. That's cool. I like that.
Cool. That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, that's pretty neat. That's dope.
Ooh, I have a speaking of dope.
Dope.
Half of our podcast.
Yeah, the half of the podcast. The other half's rainbows.
From NewJersey.com, written by Gabby Warren. Pro athletes gather at New Jersey event to help make weed go mainstream. This is released on the 5th. At the Business of Business and the Business of Consumer trade show Friday and Saturday in Elizabeth, New Jersey, athletes and the cannabis organizers aim to connect former ball players, medical professionals, capital companies, and members of many other industries to network and share information of cannabis. For you Jets fans, Bobby Bojack Jackson and Reginald Reggie Grant, as well as recent Super Bowl champion Dominique Esley, formerly of Patriots, are among the featured speakers. These and other professional athletes have launched their own cannabis businesses after retiring from sports, that's pretty common.
Yeah.
And the article goes on of like their goals is like they're there for like legalizing hemp cannabis industries, and some people think it's just for money for them, but some of these athletes do use cannabis on and off the at least off the field.
It's pretty cool
because they use a lot of CBD products. They use a lot of like THC stuff just to kind of help
your joints and
to help their body.
Yeah, it helps you heal.
Especially these retired guys who are probably like, you got to think you're running into, if you're one of the defensive guys and you're running into one of these other defensive guys, that's like 300 pounds at least just from each side running into each other.
Energy transfer going on there. It's
that's
crazy.
Gonna be terrible on your knees.
Yeah.
And so all these wear and tear of just being a professional athlete, it gets to you. And these medical marijuana, cannabis can help a lot of these people.
Cannabis is so great. And everybody's just like, I still hate it. And people are like, you're just in it because you want to get high. No, it helps people.
Yeah, it helps. The high is just an extra added fun bonus.
That's just a fun thing that happens. But
wine's good for your heart, but you still drink it every day, Karen.
Yeah, it's just...
You drink it every day to forget how much you hate your life because you're in a sham marriage that you weren't happy with and you don't have the language to actually get out of it and be a decent human being.
God, you just called out like half of white America. Look at you go.
Fuck them.
It's just...
What did you say earlier when we were having our little sesh? If everybody just smoked a little weed and listened to lo-fi music.
Yeah, listen, this is what I said, right? If everybody would just smoke more weed, love everyone a little bit more, and listen to a little bit more lo-fi, I feel like the world would be such a better place. That is what I said during the session. I'm not ashamed of it. I got that true hippie blood running through me from my aunt's side. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tagline. Just sign your emails with just smoke a little more weed.
Love a little bit more. Listen to a little bit more lo-fi.
Alex Greer 2022.
Hell yeah. It's better than drink your
You
fucking
knew-
newspaper. God, what was that?
You're
What
playing.
year was that? 2019?
Yeah, 2019.
Drink your newspaper. I was playing fucking Untitled Goose Game. I was trying to get the dude who was like sitting in the he was sitting in the garden and he was reading a newspaper and he had a cup of tea, and every once in a while he'd drink his tea. You have to get his slippers while he's distracted. And I wanted to say, drink your tea or read your newspaper, because he was looking at me. And I mashed the two together and said, drink your newspaper. I love that game. I want to play that game so stoned.
Speaking of emails, every time I've been signing my emails, I've just been doing Raven Greer, she, her, hers, and then quoting Cool Nerd Weed Show with "Stay medicated, stay dedicated."
Heck yeah. You're so cool. Everybody, like, I love watching, like, people sign their emails. I don't have anything super interesting. It's like Alex Greer, they them, theirs. Pronouns like the Alex Greer, they them.
Stay hydrated or hydrate or die straight.
I really should put that as my tagline on my email. It'd be fucking great. You want my boss with that? She'd love it. They both would. Hi. Poop me under the table. Yeah, well, that's what I had to talk about.
Yeah, that's honestly all I have. Oh wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. I have one more thing.
Oh wait, one more. What? There's another. But wait, there's more.
So
Billy Mays here.
I've started seeing a trend with. I'm so
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's Billy Mays was kind of famous for that though.
Yeah. But wait, there's more.
There is pressure now, I feel, on the PA legislators, because of New Jersey going rec.
Demonetized. There we go again.
But basically, what it is a lot of places, and myself thinking, is the recreation bill is going to pass here soon.
God, I hope so. I've been talking with people about it
because the committee's already listened to everything. They're delegating and debating it still. But right now, a lot of them are feeling the pressure of New Jersey, Maryland, and New York State all being recreational states.
Everybody around us is rec. And we're
except
missing,
for Ohio.
Well,
fuck Ohio.
They have they're worse than us with their medical program. They're on the fuck list.
Fuck Ohio.
There's nothing good about that state.
I'm sorry if you live in that state. I'm not saying people from Ohio are bad. I'm just saying the governors are.
Yes, yeah. I have like maybe a handful of people that I know from Ohio that aren't bad. But like, yeah, no.
But yeah, we're feeling the pressure. So with the records of just what they made in the first week of going rec and all the information that's being announced with that, I feel like everybody in our legislation of Pennsylvania, like the House and our Senate, they're feeling the pressure now, and they're basically like, hey, we got to figure out these taxes, because everybody is basically, they're just going to go across the border.
And we're going to have to nabble those people coming back
and
use our resources for it.
Well, we could just make it legal.
Yeah, and make it not a problem that we have to deal with.
And so
it's just easier now at this point to legalize it.
So you're hearing it first on Smoking Out the Closet. I, Raylan Quinn Greer, going full name here, of sound heart and mind.
Do solemnly swear.
I am predicting that passing legislation or on the ballot voting for this legislation will be put in January of 2023 and go into effect by end of February 2023.
That'd be fucking great. I fucking hope so.
That is my prediction.
Every patient I've had that we talked about this, it's just fucking like, why don't they fucking legalize it?
I think some places are preparing for it.
I feel like we are, because there is an influx in dispensaries. Everybody is expanding. Have you noticed that? So they know something that we don't.
Or they're talking to people trying to push it more.
And they are pushing so hard that they're making stuff ready.
Because I'm not gonna lie. When I first got my card and started using it, I looked at Pittsburgh because I knew at that point you and me have already talked about moving out there.
Out here. We're here.
Yeah, we're out here
We're
now.
here, babe.
English
We've
is
been here.
garbage. Ignore
English
me.
is garbage,
I'm high.
and I love you.
There was like what 4 dispensaries out here.
Yeah.
Now there's 4 just for the company we work for.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And not mentioning the more they're building and opening and like.
And all the ones in the city and outside on the skirts and like.
Well, there's 6 in Loop. Oh, well, we'll just count the open ones for now. 3 Ethos, so that's 7.
Mm-hmm.
4 Zen Leaf, 3 Ethos.
Just Sunnyside.
How many Sunnysides are there in this area? Is it just the one?
I think there's 2.
No,
there's a couple. There's a couple because my coworker used to work for Sunnyside. There are a couple of them in the close area.
I will say 3 at least.
At least 3.
Okay, so that's 10. You have Curaleaf. There's 2 of those in the Pittsburgh area. No, there's only 1. It's Greensburg. True Leaf. I know there's 2 of those. That's another 3, so 13. And I think I know there's at least 1 Organics Remedy. So there's at least doubled since the program over doubled.
It's ridiculous with the amount of dispensaries out here.
It's
crazy.
over quadrupled.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's nice. It gives you variety. If you know how to work the system, work it. Get that bread.
Get that freaking new patient discount everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
Which one was it that one of my coworkers was telling me about today that gives you a 50% discount for your first visit?
What?
It was one of the leaf ones.
Curaleaf?
Is it the one that's
or True Leaf?
It might have been True Leaf. I didn't think it was the one that steals the tips.
That's Curaleaf.
Okay, so it might be True Leaf.
So it's probably True Leaf, yeah.
Yeah. They give you a 50% discount on your fucking order.
If
you're a new patient. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
That's probably the first and only time you get that discount, though.
Yes, and also somebody screwed up and you weren't supposed to do that with the Puffcos, and they did it with a fucking Puffco, and that person probably got fired because they sold it to my coworker.
Why couldn't they do that?
Because Puffco hates it when we're not allowed to use any sort of discounts on Puffco.
Again, I'll say this again. It's not Puffco.
It's not Puffco?
It's our company.
It's the company. Oh, it's the company's. So Puffco probably doesn't care.
No,
so that company
they
probably
did a 420 sale.
So that company, then would the other company be allowed to do it? If they're just like, oh, we don't give a shit. Well,
because they already brought the product. Well, Puffco doesn't care.
If they want to do the hell,
Puffco's not going to give a crap. They bought the product, got it over here in the States. They don't give a fuck. They got their money.
Well, maybe that's what we should do, babe. If we want a Puffco, we go to them and then use the discount.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah. Do we have anything else solid to talk about? I'm sorry, we just kind of
No, not really.
That's all right, well, that's fine. We'll go on a tangent then. But yeah, no, we were talking about that today at work. I was like, fuck. I've get a half off Puffco.
Hell, I've seen freaking Keeping It Classy had a half off Puffco, remember?
God damn it, yeah, they did.
Then the lady was like, yeah, we should be selling this for a lot higher. We're not. I'm like, I wish I had the money for that.
Yeah. Also, just like, I really want a concentrate pen. Because you have a concentrate pen.
Yeah.
I really want to get one. I want to get the Excel D. But like I was talking about, I also kind of want to get the PAX Pods because, I don't know, like, the peach cookies I got is alright. But the PAX Pod I heard is a little bit better because you don't burn through it as fast because Rhythm's pods kind of burn a little bit fast.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. Told myself I was going to buy another battery, but here we are.
Oh, speaking of Rhythm, can we talk about one strain I really want to get right now?
Yeah, what's that?
The orange tang.
Oh, I saw that.
It is the orange mixed with Gorilla Glue.
Oh, yes.
And the fact that it's named the orangutan or Lorangutan.
Yeah. Orangutan. But yeah, that strain looks pretty cool. I've been looking at their purple punch recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
You weren't too crazy about their plum crazy, though.
No, I like their plum crazy. It's very tasty. Just the effects aren't great. I'm not going for taste though, but yeah, I don't know if I'd buy GTIs again.
I like GTIs. They're already bought mostly in State College.
Yeah, I don't know. The Plum Crazy, I don't know.
That was a kind of a weaker strain, though.
Yeah, you're right. It also could have been the batch.
It's true. But also, can we talk about how we're about to hit up our season rotation again?
Oh.
So there's a lot of spring, summers kind of just getting into the ends of their stages, ends of the grows. And we're probably going to start seeing some more of the fall flowers and everything coming back here in the next few months. And I'm hoping that Pineapple Express is one of them.
Wait, so you're telling me that like we have rotations of bud that we get from
strains grow better in the fall.
Flowers. Yeah, there's different strains then that we get from different different growers from like different seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Because certain plants grow better in different weathers.
Yeah.
Also, it's probably partially just time the plant takes to grow. Because remember that one guy was talking to us. I can't remember what the strain was from the Prime.
Yeah.
He was out talking about how like they have a crazy mother plant, but all the clones take 5 ever to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember him talking about that.
And I can't remember what it was. It was something. It was that one that was crossbred was like a random Durban. They're not 100% sure of the lineage on, and something else.
It was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
that was an interesting strain. I can't remember what it was called.
Also, I noticed a trend is when companies will have. Is he licking the underside of the couch?
No, he's on the box licking his paws. It's Bear.
Oh,
he's cleaning himself, but then his tongue is hitting the cardboard.
Okay.
No, that would have been Phineas that licks the underside of the couch.
It sounded like it was. So you know how some companies to stay on the DOH's good side will just abbreviate strains, like Terrapin does this a lot.
Yeah.
Like they'll turn coffee ice cream cake into CIC, or cinnamon buns as CNB,
or Java cake is JWC.
Some strains are just straight up renaming them, and I think that's why we're getting like the Saxton one and the 814 fireworks. Is they're just renaming them to be on the good side of DOH.
Yeah,
because
probably.
I don't know what it was. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But Green Crack got renamed. And
yeah. I mean, yeah, with a name like that, you probably would get renamed. I'm not gonna lie.
You're really hungry.
I'm very hungry. I might have to make popcorn after the podcast.
It got turned to Green Crush.
Okay.
Because PA medical marijuana, no, they're not gonna want that.
Yeah.
They're not gonna approve a strain with that name.
No.
And I think we had one lady that comes in was originally from like Cali and everything, and grew up with weed and everything out there. She's a fan of the strain Cat Piss. And I'm like, I've been trying to find, not very like hard. I haven't really looked it up.
I would not want to smoke anything that sounds like that.
Right? So I think it got renamed too if they brought it over here.
Yeah, I don't want to smoke anything that sounds like that.
No.
No, thank you.
That just smells like you're gonna taste ammonia.
God. No, I'd scoop the cat box if I wanted to smell ammonia.
On that gross note, I guess that's a good point to end the episode.
Anyway, I'm Alex. I use they, them pronouns.
I'm Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
And we will catch you all in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
The hydrate or die straight.
Do it.
Just hydrate, people, please.